Sorry, I forgot my mic. Hello, everybody. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good weekend? For some of you, it might be Monday. Sorry. Sorry for the Mondays. Readjust that. Nope, it doesn't want to do it. It doesn't want to do it. This is whatever. Okay. Well, welcome in. Hello, everyone. I am going to be working on my book today, so I'm excited about that. Sorry, I'm trying not to mumble because I talk quite naturally, so there we go. All right, so we are going to be working on the book today. I did write a little bit outside of stream time. It's because I had some ideas and wanted it to not disappear into the ether. So I did do some of that. Let's see. I'm feeling much better than yesterday. Um, Yesterday I was very prickly. Sorry, family. Well, they know. I was very prickly. I warned them. My son heeded the warning, but the husband did not. He tried. He tried. I felt really bad though. I was very snappy. I just didn't want to talk to anyone or do anything, and he likes to talk. He's a talker, that one. So, but I'm feeling much better today, and hopefully it continues to go well today, and I'll be good for work tomorrow. So I guess we'll see. It's very beautiful today. Um, Probably gonna go for a nice walk. We live pretty close to the ocean. I mean, technically it's the ocean, but so we'll go do that. My dogs were in here, and my husky, he's been on a begging craze lately. Like anytime somebody goes to the kitchen, he's like, "I'm there, man. Let me in." We put up a gate so they can't go in anymore, but he tries to get that snoot through there. He hasn't jumped over it yet, which I'm surprised he hasn't done, but hmm. All right, let's get started. Um do 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 do. Oh, welcome in, Cold Panda. We are well, I'm working on my book. I am trying to write a book, and I thought, well, I'll stream it because otherwise I won't be motivated to do anything. So, welcome in. And right now, we are in chapter 3. Um, and essentially, this group of D&D people, they were at a D&D convention conference type thing in Ireland. They went to an abbey and got sucked in through a portal to the Feywild. And now they're kind of realizing that the things they were cosplaying as, they are actually turned into. So, for example, we have one that was dressed as a tiefling, who has turned into a tiefling now. He can't take off the cosmetics and stuff. So yeah, we are um, figuring out what these characters are going to do now that they are realizing that they're actually the characters they were cosplaying. And so um, we have a character, our main character, Fia. She is an archfey now, and she just turned this old guy, this gardener who was at the abbey, into his true form. So now he's a young looking man, and everyone's confused. So we are going to dive into that. I need to do one more. I'm trying to get each chapter to be at least 4 pages. So this is the top of the fourth page. So we just need to fill in this, and then we can get on to chapter 4. So It's a little recap of what's going on. All right. So let's see. So her best friend slash roommate Enya is super excited that her friend's an archfey. She's like, it's freaking amazing. She's like, do you feel powerful? Enya's kind of like a little firecracker of a friend. Um, and Fia, for the first time, is noticing that everyone's kind of looking a little bit different. You can sense some magic and abilities in them that you didn't before. So, what about all of you? What do you all look like you've taken on new life? So, I think the first to reply to her isn't going to be Robert, because Robert just stepped away, a little overwhelmed with what's happening. And so I think probably, well, maybe her best friend might respond to what she's doing. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I'll move. Block it, but at least you can see where we're at. All right, so looks like you've all taken on new life. Does it do that? I don't want you to do that. Program. I think probably Enya is going to be the one to respond here. So feel amazing. And Enya, let's go to our notes here. Enya, so she's a ranger fire genasi, so that's what she's turned into. Loves being the center of attention. Dark scare on her back or bows and arrows. So she doesn't have, well, she does have magical abilities. She's a fire genasi, so what would she respond with? I feel amazing. Maybe I have a real bow and arrow. He's like super stoked. So he is gonna respond, you do. I also think you've got a bit of magic within you as well. Fia says, all right, so she is, I'm gonna say that. And yeah, seems to think right. Rita, nope, Fia. Okay, so let's see here. Save that. I do want to look at Fire Genasies real quick. Minis of the elemental plane. Genasi elements. Fire Genasi hair can resemble threads of fire or sooty smoke. She does have blazing red hair, so orange hair. So that's let's see. As a Fire Genasi, you've inherited a volatile mood and keen mind of the Efreet. Tend to be impatient and make snap judgments. Yep. All hot. Some are accompanied by a faint scent of brimstone. Ooh. Let's see here. So abilities. You have dark vision, resistant to fire, reach to the blaze. You know the produce flame cantrip. Then you can cast burning hands. Is that all? I feel like there would be more. Then reach the blaze. Also do a flame blade. It's flame blade. A fiery blade in your free hand. Nice. Cool. All right, so now that I have a little bit better understanding, let's go ahead and back to our book here. So, as Enya says this, to focus self. No, I don't think she'll do the flame blade right away. I think she'll have to practice to get that, but she is a fire genasi, so she's going to conjure some fire to produce flame. She seems to focus within herself. The next thing you know, there it is, fire coming. And she watches it dance in her palm. She doesn't seem to be bothered by the heat. And there seems to be no damage to her hand. Okay. Seems to be no damage to her hand. So, save that. Dookie. What's wrong with my throat? Anytime I talk, it's been getting sore. Let's see. She doesn't seem bothered by the heat of it, and there seems to be no damage to her hand. To herself, and then snuffs it out by closing her palm. So awesome. Ooh, guys, see that? Save. Sorry, I'm a obsessive saver because I don't want things to things to get lost. So okay, so I think she's pretty excited about it. She is wanting people to see, look at that, look at this cool ability I have. I can do fire. I've got some freaking awesome arrows. I think at this point, let's see, where are we? Because the next chapter it's called the Feywild. So I want Soren to kind of give more information on the land that they're in, what the past history is and how it relates to, Fia and the group now. More of his backstory, give a lot of exposition, and then, how do they get home? Because they're in another place now. They're in the Feywild and not the material plane, so they wanna go home. Although for Fia, it seems like she is actually home, but that's not where she grew up. So, so I think, what else should we talk about for this chapter? Because I don't want it to like seem like it's dragging on. And so I think Soren's gonna eventually like butt in here and be like, guys, we need to do stuff. But I don't think yet. Towards the end of this page. Did you guys see that? And then also the other characters here. We got Fia. We've got Robert. So Robert has turned into just a fighter he's a human fighter. So not really much has changed except now he has the knowledge on how to use daggers. Ronnie, so he's half human, half tabaxi now. So he's a bard. So he's kind of freaking out a bit because he's got this cat hair coming, like it's part of his body now. It's not just glued on. And then Jasper is a tiefling now, but he is also he's a sorcerer tiefling. So let's see here. I think Jasper would be pretty excited. And doesn't want to be outdone because he is a little arrogant. Chimes in to this. I think Jasper not wanting to be outshined chimes in at this point. Okay. Sure. Chimes in at this point. Well, look what I can do. So let's up that too. So that's not what I want. First let's look up tiefling. And kind of look at what their abilities are. They have dark vision. They have Hellos resistance, so they're resistant to fire damage, which I think I did that on purpose because him and Enya kind of have a thing going on right now. And then the Thermachi cantrip. And you can cast Hellish Rebuke, which I can't remember what Hellish Rebuke is. Which is you point your finger on the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. That's right. Okay, so he's kind of got like the firepower too. Ray of Sickness spell, knows Crown of Madness, and then okay. So he's got Tiefling's got a lot of things that they can do. He's also a sorcerer, so Zariel? Searing Smite, Branding Smite. So, and then let's look at search feature is temporary, unavailable. Cool, 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 cool. Click on that. It's not what they want. That's what they want. Okay, so I think just gonna I think he's gonna use his Hellish Rebuke to show off how awesome he looks. He instinctively is the spacing off now. Does that look the same? Same spacing? Know about that. Line spacing. Not on single. Are we on 1.5? Oh. Realize that I hit. Okay. Whatever. Well, look what I can do. He instinctively points his finger at. He would pick Ronnie because he always bullies Ronnie. Points his finger at Ronnie and flames suddenly appear all around him. Let me go back to the Hellish Rebuke. Man, someone is cooking. It smells really good. Okay, so he is going to take some damage. But Ronnie is also a cat person, half cat person. So his dexterity is pretty good. So he's only going to take half the damage. Thank you. Let's see. Sorry, friends. Phone messages. Right? Am I right? Speaking of, I need to call my sister back. She called me yesterday. I'm assuming to check on my son because my son, well, um, he got a wheel and axle stuck through his hand. So he had to go to the ER, and luckily he didn't hit any tendons or bones or anything, just through the muscle. And so they were able to take it out and have antibiotics and all that jazz, which I need to have him take right now. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Not take his medicine. Anyway, he's on antibiotics to make sure there's no infection or anything, but now he's got a hole in his hand, which, I mean, it's gotten over and stuff, but I'm like, that's a very unique child. I'm like, last year around this time, it was, I think, in May, the beginning of June, he broke his wrist. So I'm like, kind of need to stop with the ER visits around this time. I'm never gonna let you drive anywhere if that's the case. Driving, teenager, freak me out, man. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, so he is going to move. He's going to take some damage here. Where's my book? Okay. Ronnie helps sleep. That's wrong. How do you spell that? Dexterously. There's no I. Jumps out of the flames. There are parts of his vest that are smoldering, but he quickly puts out. Jasper. Build me. Oh, down. Pussycat. Here. Alexa just has a notification. He's fine. Go now, Pussycat, you're fine. Tuts. Jasper. And then, sorry guys. Let's take a look at Tabaxi too. Kind of see what Ronnie can do. Why is my computer being weak? Tabaxi. So you could scratch him. I think he's gonna probably push him because he's also a bard. So actually, let's see what bards can do. Never played a bard. He has cure wounds. Let's say instead of hurting, because he wouldn't, because he gets bullied, so he wouldn't go after him. So Ronnie holds part of his arm that and only see the white light coming from under his hand. Ronnie watches amazed, and when the light stops, he removes it, and there is no trace of burn. Not even a... Okay. Okay, so not even a scratch. His eyes. And he looks at Soren. This is where I think Soren's gonna come in. So what? Stop doing that. Okay. What? let's see here. I think perhaps screen first. And then doggy barking outside. Dog park, right? Right by us. And Dino doesn't like that. Dino, it's okay. You don't have to bark at them. They're fine. They're fine. They're doing great. They're wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So, sorry, I'm having a little bit of a kind of day. I tried to multitask and I don't know why, because I can't multitask. I'm not a multitasker. Let's see here. Okay. Share. Okay. Okay. Back to where we're at. Ronnie's eyes go wide and he looks at Soren. So this is the part where Soren's gonna be like, dude. And seriously, stop that right there. Soren ignores Ronnie and his eyes. I am not a very good speller, guys. That's why I have spell check. Interns to address. Yeah. My lady, don't have time for these games. Trivial. Matters. Best get you home so that you can reclaim your throne from. Oh, how do I spell their name? Orlaith. Orlaith. We would be better if we left this party here and the two of us continued alone. So in case you haven't noticed, Soren doesn't really care for anybody else. He's just focused on Fia. She's the archfey. She's the powerful one. The rest of these bozos are just preventing them from taking back, where they're from. So, I think Enya's going to respond to that. Excuse me? Going anywhere. Stop. Actually, she'd probably say if he isn't going there. Us. Especially with some. I'm gonna make a Butcher Button reference. That's what she says. I like and yeah, she's pretty funny. I like her character. Especially not with Submission Button Gardner. Soren begins to protest. Yeah. It's in. It says. He's right. There is no way. There's no way I would leave anyone behind. Get back to the Abbey. And how do we get to... I can never spell it. One of these days. Ashlinga. Okay, so how do we get back? Robert returns the group and cuts in as well. What is your story? Tell us everything you know. Gotta figure out how to fix that. That's driving me insane. Very well, lady. Soren replies with a bit of a... He is not happy about that. Then I think we're going to end it with... Let's see, let's look at our notes. I'll tell you about myself, the history of... Sorry if you could hear that. If you could hear that growling sound, that's my stomach. I'm kind of hungry. Lunchtime. I'll tell you about myself, the history of... Chanel. And how to get to both. And how to get to where you would like to go. Have a seat. I think it's a probably seat. It's going to take a while. We have nothing better to do. Who would say that? We've nothing better to do. Probably Robert. 6. Okay, I think that's where we're going to end it for now. So that is the end of chapter 3. Chapter 4. God. Stop at chapter 4. It's going to be called the Feywild. Save. Okay. So we've got that. And this is going to be chapter 4. So do there. And yeah, we are done for that for today. Alrighty. Well, we have finished chapter 3. Woo! Chapter 3. We're on chapter 4, so that's exciting. We will continue on next week with the beginning of chapter 4, where Soren's going to tell us a lot of exposition, a lot of backstory. We'll get some lore and stuff, which I think will be really fun. I'm going to do like a deep dive into it beforehand. I have a lot of tabs up about that, so I'm excited about that because the Feywild is one of my favorites. And so that's what we'll do next time. And let's see here. I'm trying to think. I might try. I said this last time, but I'm gonna try to do a stream, one of these evenings in the weekend where I'm like playing a game, just chilling out. I think maybe I'll just add it to my schedule so I have to do it. um, because it'd be fun. It'd be fun. Anyway, well, I hope you guys enjoy your day. Whether it's the beginning of the week or the end of the weekend for you. I am going to enjoy chilling out and hopefully go for a walk. And let's find someone to raid out to, shall we? See here. We got. Who we got? Who we got? Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna raid into Spirit Goblin. He is Discord that I'm share with him, and he's playing a game. So if you like games, here we go. And I will see you guys next time. And like I said, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you next time. Bye.